Hello again. My name is Chaplain Mike. I'm with Trinity of Christ Ministries. I'm also a relationship coach specializing in intimacy and infidelity issues. And today we're going to talk about how cheating changes you. Um, it definitely does change people. Some people will say it's for the better. Some people will say it's for the worst. And I guess that's just depending on who you ask. Um, I've seen it change people for the better. And I've also seen it change people for the worst. So let's try to look at some of the things that change people and how it changes people who have been betrayed, and even the people who have betrayed the cheater themselves. So it changes how both people feel long term. You know, if you're the betrayed, it it really changes how you feel long term. Used to, when you looked into the future, you saw your partner sitting there, standing there with you, beside of you. You know, future plans almost always included your spouse, your partner, your husband or your wife. You know, if you finally ever took that trip to Hawaii or something that you always wanted to go to, and your partner was automatically there. You didn't even think about it. But today, after the cheating, that becomes a lot more uncertain. Maybe you don't see them there at all. Uh, you know, the person that cheated, uh, it changes how they feel long term because they have to continuously wonder what's going to be the repercussions of what I've done later on. Might we be together for a year and then this person decides they don't want to work it out and they file for divorce? You know, will they try to cheat later, revenge cheat? Do I have to worry about them stepping out now? That tends to be a big one. A cheater often worries about revenge cheating. This other spouse will seek to have an affair in order to get revenge on the other partner that cheated on them. This is an effort to punish this partner that betrayed them. They want this partner to feel the same betrayal and pain that they felt. Now, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying this is how it can change people. Um, the betrayed partner almost inevitably suffers from low self esteem. Uh, this is very common. I'm not good enough. If I was good enough, they wouldn't have cheated. Uh, this has a very big impact on their life, not just on their relationship. This can impact their job. This can impact their relationships with other people, with the church, with their their friends. I mean, their family. This can have a huge impact. Low self esteem is definitely one of the changes that can happen. Hopefully, it's temporary, but not always. But hopefully, it is. Um, they suffer from PISD, which is post infidelity stress disorder. The acronym is PIST. That's kind of funny, but that is the acronym PISD. Um, post traumatic infidelity stress disorder. Uh, this will stem from difficulty to trust other people. I mean, this is the person you had all your trust in, and they betrayed you. They lied to you. It's very hard to keep those same binds of trust with other people. even though they have did nothing wrong. They haven't betrayed you, but you will question those relationships. This is normal. You are going through a trauma. Your brain is having a defense response. It's flipped off that safety switch and it's looking at every relationship you have and questioning every one of them. You know, I mean, this can even be your mom or dad that well, do I really, did they really mean this? Did they really do, really say that? It's natural response. And so, difficult to trust anybody, very, very big change in your life. Um, Becoming afraid of love and commitment. I don't have to tell you how many times have you heard, men say it too, but I've especially heard a lot of women say, I'm never dating another man. I'm never falling in love with anybody. I'm never getting married or making a commitment to another man, and some men say the same thing. I'm never dating another woman. This is normal after you've been betrayed. Uh, it definitely can hurt future relationships because you're going to have a harder time trusting this other person if you start a new relationship. This other person didn't do anything wrong. It sounds kind of tacky, but the truth is, this new person very well may have to pay for what your ex did. This is common also, very common. You're what's called damaged goods. Somebody's been betrayed and cheated on, especially if it was an ongoing thing for a long time. This person is what most people would call damaged goods. I know that's not a nice term, but that's what most people refer to it as. And when you date one of these people that have been cheated on so much and betrayed and lied to, it's inevitably going to be hard for them to trust you, even though you didn't do anything wrong. You know, uh, you have to rebuild this person's trust, even though you never destroyed it. And this can be very tough on a new partner, very tough. This is often something to consider before you consider getting into a relationship with someone who's been through this. By no means, I'm not discouraging you to not date somebody just because they were cheated on. But what I am saying is you need to make sure that this person has had time to process what they've gone through and heal from that devastation and that trauma before you consider jumping into something really serious with this person, because they may not be fully healed yet and they're going to carry some trauma that's just comes along with the territory. And it's not that they're doing it intentionally. It's not their fault. It's not that they're, trying to punish you and you're a bad person or they're a bad person. It's just residual effects of what they've been through. And so you need to consider this and make sure that this person's had time to heal from this trauma before you might want to, start a serious relationship with this person. Because, you could very well be punished for what their ex did to them. And that's not fair to you. You shouldn't have to pay for what the ex did. You didn't do anything wrong. So why do you have to suffer for their sins? You know, so something to keep in mind. Um, the person who cheated often feels humiliation and shame. Being a cheater carries a lot of stigma, a lot of shame, humiliation from other people. Uh, you know, oh, eh, you cheated on your wife, huh? Or you cheated on your husband. Uh, this person isn't very trustworthy. That's the way a lot of people look at it. And it's very, very common for somebody who has cheated and betrayed their spouse to feel humiliation and shame. Uh, it might sound a little cold, I guess, but you probably should, because of the pain and things you caused. Uh, there's nothing to humble you like shame. You thought that you were the most important thing. so you did what you wanted. Now you have to see other people that see you in a different light. You know, this, you know, is something that cheaters live with. It's a consequence of their actions, just like the betrayer has to live with the consequences of their actions. So that's, kind of goes along with the territory. Uh, Innocence in the relationship, even if it's reconciled, if the marriage is reconciled, the innocence of that relationship is lost. Uh, you can reconcile, you can work things out, but this goes back to what I always say: the innocence of that relationship before the affair, before the cheating, never returns. It's there, it'll always be there. That innocence is lost. This part of they'd never do that to me, they're not going to believe that anymore. You're not going to believe that anymore because you know that you believed that the first time and they proved you wrong. So uh, another consequence is children may blame you if you're the cheater. Certainly true, especially if the children are older. Uh, they very well may blame you for the cheating, uh, especially if the marriage ends because of the cheating. Lots of people grow up to hold resentment against a parent because that parent destroyed their home. Because these are the same parents that claim that they love their children so much and would die for them, but they still destroyed their home. So that love wasn't strong enough to stop them from destroying their home. Just the way a child feels. People don't like that. That hits them right in the chest, and they do not want to hear that. But you need to accept the fact that if your marriage ended because of infidelity, there is a good chance that just the children may hold a grudge against you. You know, now I never encourage anybody to talk bad about their spouse, no matter if they cheated or not. Children figure things out on their own. You don't need to talk bad about people. Uh, these children will draw their own conclusions, especially as they become adults. Um, you know, it, maybe they hold a grudge, maybe they don't. But to be honest with you, that's something the cheater has to deal with. That, maybe they can work things out and, smooth things over with the children. You know, maybe they can't. Maybe the children will always have some resentment. You know, it's not good. I hope it doesn't go that way, but it very well may. It's just a fact of life. It's a reality of cheating. Um, this person put their desires above everyone else in the family. They chose the affair over their family. They chose the affair over their children. They chose the affair over their spouse, and they chose this affair over God. They chose this over everybody. Now, we all make mistakes. We're all humans. But this is a burden that they're going to have to live with. This is a consequence of their actions. I encourage them to ask for forgiveness from the family, from God, you know, to try to help heal these wounds and move forward. And, hopefully they can. Uh, but people will always remember that you put your needs above everybody else's. You were willing to destroy the family to fulfill your desires. Like I said, maybe they forgive you and move on and you can have a great relationship. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully you can get some counseling and hopefully the reconciliation, at least between children and parents, can begin, if not between the parents themselves. Um, the other way it changes you is if you're the betrayer, if you're the one that cheated, is you lose complete credibility. You have no credibility. Nobody, you know, takes what you say seriously because your words just don't matter. And that's why when you've cheated on someone or someone's cheated on you, and you hear these words of, you know, I'd never do it again. I only want to be with you. I love you. You're my world. You're my soulmate. You know, you're the only one that matters to me. It, they heard it before. You've said it before. I mean, yeah, it doesn't carry any weight. Can you blame them? I mean, yeah, this is a person that they trusted with their entire lives. They know all their dark, deep, intimate details of their life. And this is the person they trusted completely. And you lied to them and you betrayed them. So you don't have any credibility, you know. But I do have some good news. It can be rebuilt. It takes a long time and a lot of effort, but it can be rebuilt. You can rebuild credibility and trust to where your words do matter again. But this person has to learn to trust you all over again, and that takes time. And it can take a long time, for years to rebuild. You didn't build all that trust with this person over a couple of months, and you're not going to rebuild it over a couple of months. It's not going to happen. So it's going to take a lot of time. So this is the way that cheating changes people. It leaves a lasting effect on people. You can heal from it, absolutely. Even if you reconcile, even if you don't, you can still heal from it. It takes a lot of effort, it takes time, it takes prayer. Ask God to help you, and hopefully you can. Well, I know you can heal from it. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of putting in the patience, putting in the prayers, putting in the the work. But you can heal. Uh, but I'm Pastor Mike. I'm also the chaplain of Trinity of Christ Ministries, and we love to visit our website at trinityofchrist.org. If you have any questions, you can find lots of support and help there. You can also find us on Facebook at TOCM. Uh, and hopefully this helps someone who is looking for the help. I appreciate you watching. Till I see you next time. God bless you.